I always was the type of guy who assumed that like, oh, somebody like me I can never be a Christian. Like if I walk into a church, I'm gonna burst into flames or something. I'm always trying to poke holes in my own story, but I haven't succeeded once. I got out of the military in 2021 and I got a good paying salaried position here in San Diego. And then I also picked up a side job as a bouncer downtown at a bar. Embarrassed to say, but this is where I started getting into cocaine a little bit. I was just trying to like live a little bit and be selfish. Plus all like the stuff you build up over time, just being in the military, and all the negative things and all the bad memories that stick with you, you know, PTSD and stuff like that. Yeah, I was not a good person. I didn't care if I hurt people, didn't care if I hurt my family. I lived for myself, and that's how I did life. September of 23 is when the mother of my kids moved out and we separated. We had 50-50 custody and I had more time on my hands, so I'm like thinking, hey, I'm just gonna go down there because I drink for free. And every time I went downtown, like me and my friend would do more cocaine than we had done the previous time. That's when I crossed this threshold of like this is no longer fun anymore. This is like, I'm gonna need this again next week, you know, hurry up. So last time we went down there, we had done it all night. We got back to his car and we just like sat there till the sun came up, and I remember just like feeling like just so wired and crazy, and I was just trying to like calm myself down. I got home and just saw like how my life is supposed to be, seeing all my kids' toys. That's my business. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, is being a dad, and I knew I'm losing control over this. I don't know how to articulate it, but I started to receive a message, almost like it was saying, this is not your story. It's okay, my child. You're forgiven, but do you see me now? It's hard to put it into words, but it was like this loving embrace on my soul almost. I can't even explain like where it would be in the room. It was just like you can feel it. I should have been at my worst right there. After everything I had been through in the military and all the mental illnesses, like that's not me. That's not my head. Because my head hated myself. This was different. This was external, and I knew who it was. I didn't know what goes on in church. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I just had this feeling that I needed to be in a room with like positive people. And the Church of RB was the first thing that popped into my mind. To this day, everything that I learn and just like find out, it confirms exactly what I felt in my soul, and that's the weirdest thing to me. And then what I learned afterwards proved to me that it wasn't in my head at all. The centurion story spoke to me a lot because the way Jared is explaining it is like, this is the most battle-hardened, just rough type of guy, and how he is now allowed a seat at the table just for believing. I was like blown away. I was like, you serious? This is you. Like, you're allowed in also. And all you have to do is have faith. I always use that story for people who are like, oh, I can't be a Christian. I can't. I'm like, yeah, you can. You have no idea. My story is ugly. I'm terribly embarrassed to talk about drugs and stuff, but it's all for the people who, you know, were in my shoes or are in my shoes, feeling like they got to be perfect to come here, and that's not the case. How selfish of me would it be to hold this in, you know? There's probably people out there who have way worse things to say, who still have a seat at the table.